David Benavidez versus Oleksandr Gvozdyk. Who's going to win this fight? Well, before we talk about who's going to win this fight, let's take a look at their latest performances, in which David Benavidez fought Caleb Plant, in which Caleb Plant did great in the early rounds until David Benavidez started letting his hands go and completely outlanded Caleb Plant, took control of the entire fight, and David Benavidez ended up taking it by decision.
And still, the undefeated interim WBC.
At this, David Benavidez wanted to fight Demetrius Andrade, in which Demetrius Andrade started off very fast until David Benavidez picked it up, dropped Demetrius Andrade in round 4.
Big right hand, and down goes Andrade.
David Benavidez then rocked him in rounds 5 and 6, and Demetrius Andrade ended up quitting on the stool at the end of round 6.
Guys, I'm not going to watch that again, all right?
Now let's take a look at Oleksandr's latest performances, in which he fought Richard, in which both landed some great shots until Oleksandr dropped him and the ref stopped the fight in round 6. Now at this, Oleksandr went on to fight Isaac Rodriguez, in which Oleksandr knocked him out in round 2.
Happy to maintain his distance and a huge right.
Now, the first thing that I want to say is that although this is going to be David Benavidez' first fight at 175 against a really good fighter, since Oleksandr stands with a record of 20 wins, with 16 of those wins coming by knockout, and he only has one loss that was by Artur Beterbiev, on top of the fact that he's ranked number 5, and he's been a little bit more active than David Benavidez, since Oleksandr had 3 fights last year, and David Benavidez only had 2 fights last year. I still don't think that this is going to be an impossible fight for David Benavidez, and I also don't think him going up in weight is going to matter in this fight, because we all know that David Benavidez is huge for being at 168, so him going up to the light heavyweight division is like he fits there. So since size and weight is not going to play a big factor in this fight, it's truly just going to come down to who's the more powerful and skilled fighter, which I like the idea of David Benavidez putting on a good performance and being too much for Oleksandr, because he is 27 years old and Oleksandr is 37 years old. So if he wins, it makes more sense for him to go on to fight the winner between Dmitry Bivol and Artur Beterbiev. So in the end, I do see David Benavidez getting the job done, and him being the younger fighter and Oleksandr being the older fighter would definitely play a big role in this fight. So I can't see Oleksandr hurting David Benavidez, but I do see David Benavidez hurting Oleksandr and knocking him out.